Biocon Foundation. My name is Aboli Ingre, and on behalf of the entire RISH team, I welcome you all for this event. Today is a momentous occasion, not just because we're launching the second cohort of this program, but also because we're doing so on a date of great significance. June 18th marks the birth anniversary of Dr. Kamla Sohini, India's first women scientist who broke barriers and opened a cohort of this program. Dr. Kamla Sohini's legacy is one of resilience, determination, and groundbreaking achievements. In 1939, she became the first Indian woman to receive a PhD in a scientific discipline. Her work laid the foundation for many scientific advancements and inspired generations of women to pursue careers in science. Today, we honor her by continuing her mission to support and empower women in STEM through this scholarship and mentorship program. Our goal here is to create a supportive and empowering environment where women can learn, thrive, and lead in the science ecosystem. This program is quite close to my heart, and I'm very happy to see the transformative power of this program. The first cohort of this program has already shown incredible progress and success, and we're excited to see what the second cohort will achieve. Today's event is a celebration of progress and potential. It is an acknowledgement of the incredible achievements of our first cohort and a warm welcome to the young ladies who are selected in the second cohort. Over the next few hours, you will be hearing from distinguished leaders in science and technology, witness the inspiring journeys of our scholars and mentors, and engage in thought provoking sessions and activities. As we embark on this journey together, let us remember Dr. Kamla Sohini's progressive spirit and commitment to excellence. Let her legacy inspire us to push boundaries, break barriers, and create a future where women in STEM can flourish and lead. I once again thank you all for being here, and thank you for all the support for this program. And to start our event, I would like to invite Ms. Rashmi Pimpre, the CEO of Rich, to give her opening remarks.
Thank you, Aboli. A very good afternoon to all of you. It is with great pleasure that I welcome you all for the launch event of our second cohort of the Scholarship and Mentorship Program for Women in STEM, conducted in collaboration with Syngene International and Biocon Foundation. Aligning with Rich's core mandate of promoting science and technology in the country, and more importantly, for the most underserved and underprivileged sections of the society. This program is our commitment to foster STEM education for young girls and women from the most weakest sections of the society. And I would like to take this opportunity to reflect on the impact that we have created so far going together. When we launched this program last year, we wanted it to be a holistic one, and therefore it has several components. The most crucial one of it, of providing stipend to the students, has been possible because of the funding that was received by from Syngene International and Biocon Foundation, which helped us give scholarship amounts to the students. But beyond financial assistance, this program also offers hands-on experiential learning opportunities for the students at Hyderabad's premier research and academic institutions and industry. Not just that, Syngene International has also assigned senior scientists and experts from their team who act as mentors to each student to guide them at various stages and various aspects of their career development. So, this is how we have designed it to be a very holistic one. In our inaugural cohort, we had partnered with 6 entities: APD Technologies, Origin Pharmaceuticals, Bharat Biotech, CCMB, Dr. Reddy's Institute of Life Sciences Drills, and DRL. And these collaborations served as great learning opportunities, great learning experiences for our students who which help them bridge the gap between what they've learned in their studies and what are the real life experiences or applications. In the second cohort, now we are expanding our network. We are now partnering with Huel Life Sciences, Pathan C2, and 30M Genomics as the new companies which have come on board to partner with us. And of course, Syngene, who, apart from providing support to various other aspects of the program, have also now providing internships to the students in this cohort as well. So, a big thank you to all our partners who have played a major role in the success of this program. Looking back at the journey of the first cohort, I feel it's important to acknowledge the achievements of the first cohort. We supported 21 students in the first cohort, and I'm very happy to share that 7 of them have gone on seeking admissions for higher educations, and an impressive 13 of them have secured placements at different institutions and industry. I would here like to make a special mention to our jury members who have gone through the painstaking task and a tedious job of selecting these candidates for us. So I would like to thank Dr. Anupama Shetty of Biocon Foundation, Dr. Kubra Rasuli from Syngene, Dr. Sridhar from CCMB, and Dr. Kiranam from Drills for all their efforts. As we look and as we launch the second cohort, our aspirations are even higher. And I would again take this opportunity to thank all our partners, funders, mentors, jury, and even my own team at Rich for their unwavering commitment and dedication to this cause. I feel together we are in the right path and on the right journey to creating a future which has gender equality not just as a goal but as a reality. So, thank you once again and a very warm welcome to this program. We would now like to share some glimpses of the first cohort. So, please join me in watching this video, which highlights the the key aspects of our first cohort of the Women in STEM program. Thank you very much and welcome once again.
In a world abundant with opportunities, where the relentless pursuit of knowledge propels our journey, we proudly present the scholarship and mentorship program for women in STEM education and careers, an initiative generously funded by Syngene International and Biocon Foundation. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to Syngene International and Biocon Foundation for their unwavering support and commitment in creating opportunities for women in STEM. Together, we are not just shaping careers, we are shaping a future that empowers more women to break barriers, defy expectations, and lead with unwavering determination.
With this initiative, we hope to create a meaningful difference in their lives and in the process, try our bit to bridge the gender gap that currently exists in these science streams. I take immense pride in being a part of this transformational journey, empowering them to explore, learn, innovate, and soar higher to fulfill their aspirations.
Women remain underrepresented in STEM, and this gender gap is not just a matter of equality, it's a missed opportunity for progress and advancement at a national scale. And I must say that in this initiative, Bridge has played a wonderful role. From initiating the call for applications, selection of promising women STEM candidates from Tier 2, Tier 3 universities, enabling industry orientation, structured mentoring through our Syngene scientists, putting an impact framework in place, the list goes on. We are truly excited to be a part of this journey and are certain that with the support of Rich and this ecosystem which has been created, many promising women would have wonderful careers in STEM.
I'm Vadla Prithvi. I would like to thank Rich, Biocon Foundation, and Syngene International for giving me this internship opportunity to work at R&D Institute as a part of Women in STEM program. Securing a bachelor's level internship is quite challenging, but this program provided me with a 3-month internship at Drills along with the 10,000 rupees monthly scholarship. By getting this scholarship, I could able to manage my expenses and which motivated me to pursue this internship. Also paid with a mentor from Syngene who has taken me to a virtual tour of both industrial as well as research career paths. I'm very thankful for providing me with this wonderful opportunity.
So, my journey with Rich started a few months back when I applied. I had no idea that after 6 months, I'll be here totally in a different city and working with some of the most notable leading professionals, industrialists in my domain. I'm grateful and thankful to Rich.
The scholarship and mentorship program supported by Syngene and Biocon Foundation provides me a platform for me to guide, encourage, and share my experiences.
As a mentor, I am committed towards nurturing their talent and guiding them towards success. The program's holistic approach enhances their academic abilities, empower them to tackle challenges, and believe in their potential.
Empowering the next generation of women in STEM is crucial for creating a balanced and innovative society.
The scholarship and mentorship program is a great platform that enables us to drive the change. As a mentor, I have seen my mentees progress. Of course, together we are making a difference.
It is a great pleasure for me to be a part of this program, which is creating numerous career opportunities for the women in STEM. Our collective efforts here is a reminder that every contribution matters. Every scholarship, every mentorship, and every internship is a way towards a future where talent knows no boundaries. I firmly believe that this program will have a positive impact in the life of many young women, turning their aspirations into achievements and their dreams into reality.
Kudos to the dedicated scientists who have created such a great impact on the young minds. I am truly honored to be a part of this intervention. Thank you so much, Syngene, Biocon Foundation, and Rich for making this initiative happen.
It has been our privilege to support these women students and be a part of their career journey right from the beginning. Let's continue to celebrate and support women in STEM. Together, we can build a future that's diverse, innovative, and impactful.
Thank you to the media team for playing this overview video. The accomplishment of our first cohort truly highlights the impact of this program. Now, to honor our esteemed guests who have joined us for this event, I would like to invite Ms. Rashmi Pimpre back to the stage for the felicitation ceremony. Please join me in welcoming our dignitaries on stage. So, unfortunately, Srimati K. Sita Lakshmi, IAS Secretary at Telangana Social Welfare Residential Educational Institution Society, cannot join us for this event. But in place of her, we have Srimati G. Nirupama Ma'am, the Joint Secretary at Telangana Social Welfare Residential Educational Institution Society. Ma'am, please join. I now invite Dr. Sridevi K, Vice President of Biopharmaceutical Development at Syngene International. I now invite Dr. Anupama Shetty, Mission Director at Biocon Foundation, to join us on the stage. I would also like to invite Mr. Karthik Shekhar, Head Employee Experience and Culture Human Resource at Syngene International, to join us on the stage. Thank you so much, Ms. Rashmi Pimple. Uh, I now invite Srimati G. Nirupama, Joint Secretary of TGSWREIS, a Government of Telangana. She has been instrumental in promoting social.
Really, I would be thankful for this particular event that has been organized, and the first cohort also the experience which was very well. So for the rich organization for taking this initiative of inspiring the students or inspiring the women candidates into this prestigious STEM discipline, because as we were talking or as we were listening in all these presentations as well, and it's a normal trend also that women have a very challenging positions in terms of STEM or maybe any other career also. So when they are choosing their careers, normally this gender bias you can say, or not so much confidence in when it comes in terms of women in this particular field. It may be the research, it may be the industry, it may be whatever matters. So there this women, they naturally they want some support, they need some motivation, they need some type of showing the path, so that they can show their skills, they can show they are not less than anybody. So also I would also add to one very important thing is when women enters into any of the field, or it may be in STEM field, it may be any of the entrepreneurship or whatever the career that she takes, you can see a lot of dedication, you can see a lot of responsibility, you can see what sort of good punctuality you may say, or what the good traits for what it can be seen when it comes to women. So this part of the discipline, or this part of the role that has been taken, it is normally it's a very challenging thing. And here we have taken the support of rich and many other organizations who have been in support in this, and especially thankful for Syngene and Biocon because they have been supporting the rich people for conducting such type of programs. So I want to take one more very example. It is not in the government sector also, or in the higher education as well. There are national education policy also says that there should be not only academic thing, but also there should be hands-on experience. Lot of support should be given, a lot of interest should be created amongst the students towards hands-on experience. And this internships, these are going to be they're going to play a very good role in showing a bright career to the students. So they're not only motivating, they're also taking the students for hands-on experience. And at the graduation level, you can see at the graduation level, the students are so highly confident. They are trying to reach, they are trying to be in vicinity of the various opportunities to them. And they are also in connection, they're being connected to the various organizations, the mentors, right? So that is going to be a very good opportunity for the students to shape their career, to shape their personality, and to know what is happening in and around them. So this is a very good opportunity, and I really appreciate all of them for making this possible. And when it comes to social welfare, so social welfare is already like you all. I want to just have a glimpse and tell about thing is these are in the higher education sector. We are running 30 institutions which are for exclusively women. And the women are normally, we just say it as marginalized, but all of them are really talented, and they have some sort of very good skills, you can say, the very good intellect, you can say. So in thirst for knowledge, which is there for them. So these people program, the program that has been happening here, that is the mentorship, the scholarship program, the internship program, that has really made our students first of all create awareness about what is happening in and around, and also show them a path about what are the opportunities left in the near future, and also to create confidence in them and show them that what could be the better way in their areas of interest, what could be the better way of possessing qualifications and also skills and hands-on experience. So thank you everyone, thank you the rich and everybody who has been very crucial in shaping this program, or in shaping this planning and executing this program. And one more thing I just want to tell is our secretary madam also. So she, being a woman, and in STEM, creating lot of awareness and interest among the students to take up STEM career. So she is really interested, and she wanted to give all the best wishes to all the students. And we are really looking forward to the second cohort. In the first cohort, we had 3 or 4 students who had been selected in various internships and scholarships in drills and Huawei international also. They have been taken up internships, and they are actually joining also. Few of them are in the examination schedule, so July May they are going to join. So that is how, I mean, the first cohort has been very successful, and it is very inspiring and motivating, and we are just looking forward for the second cohort. You over here who have been responsible in shaping the career of the female or the women students. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your inspiring address. I now invite Dr. Sridevi K, Vice President of Biopharmaceutical Development at Syngene International.
Hello and good afternoon to everyone. It's really a nice forum to be here today. Very honored to be part of this occasion, very important occasion. Thanks to Rich, as well as the very impressive infrastructure by T-Hub. I just thought I'll talk about three key points which are relevant to the audience today. One is why internships, and why women, and why STEM. So I'm going to try to address all of these 3 points, and hopefully it'll resonate with some of you in the audience today. So why internships? I think the point where people are pursuing their undergraduate or postgraduate studies, or they've begun that, uh, uh, we are very confused. I was very confused when I started my master's degree. What's next? And especially in a field like science, with pure science, which is not engineering or medicine, this confusion is bound to be there, because engineering and medicine seem to be very well defined career paths, right? And very well understood by society at large. But then there are those of us who don't want to do engineering or medicine, but want to do pure science. That's when you're confused. Okay, what's next? Like in my own career example, I was fortunate to get an internship during my master's to work at Bhabha Atomic Research Center in Mumbai, BRC, as it's well known, which made a huge difference to my career, how my thought process, because that's when you're interacting with real life scientists, people who are, as I said, who've dedicated their life to science, and who were contributing to how India was going to, chart its own trajectory in the nuclear research, right? So that left a very indelible impression on me. That motivated me to pursue science further, pure science, because I saw there was an end to it. I saw the application of it. I saw how it's going to help not just the industry, the country, the society at large. I mean, the number of people that are employed in these industries is very impressive. So that made my decision of moving into a PhD later on at Tata Institute of Men will do very well with an internship. The reason we are looking at this is the gender diversity in the Indian industry, and especially I speak for the pharma industry, of which I've been a part for the past 20 years in India. The gender diversity is very poor. And I think the by poor gender diversity, it doesn't mean just the numbers. It's beyond that. It's the diversity of thought, the diversity of perspective that comes to the table, right? We really want women from all corners of the city and the state and the country to have access to this kind of an internship, because it's not just women, it's also women from diverse backgrounds, right? Because the importance here is to bring that diversity to the table, bring the diverse thoughts, because diversity breeds creativity, right? If you have a set of people with very similar educational and cultural backgrounds in a room, believe me, they all just think alike. Their ideas can convert so quickly that you will not be able to come up with innovation. So diversity is, I think, a foundation for innovation to happen. So that is why we want to focus on women who I strongly feel are still underrepresented in some of our science-based industries like the pharma industry. And also we want to reach out to women who are not from the tier one institutes, not women who get exposure very quickly. So the idea, and hopefully as years progress, we can take this program to many more corners of the country and encourage many more women to adopt this careers in STEM, because that diversity is extremely important for us to become innovative in the science and technology area for the country, right? And why STEM? Okay, so STEM, as I said, other than the traditional careers, uh, is again the foundation of a lot of industries. And I'm going to talk about the pharma industry again, where I belong. It's an extremely fulfilling career. To be in STEM is very fulfilling from the point of view. Just imagine the medicine that you manufacture in your factory is given to your children tomorrow. You actually use these medicines every day. Your family consumes these medicines. Imagine being able to go home and say, hey, we made the protein that went into the COVID detection kit. Okay, so everybody can understand what you're doing, and it's so fulfilling at the end of the day. When you go back home, you feel you've accomplished something which is not just for yourself and your family, but for the society at large. I mean, the pharma sector, the healthcare sector can be a very fulfilling career, right? From, as I said, COVID is something which brought biotech and the pharma industry to the fore in the country. But other than COVID, there is so much more that happens. Even if you see on the agricultural biotech side, or in the other industries like pesticides, chemicals, everywhere basic science is the foundation. Your foundation in basic chemistry, biology, and all of these subjects is so critical for the entire chemical and pharma industry. And the applications of it can be seen everywhere around us, everywhere. So that makes a career in STEM extremely fulfilling. So I think at the end of the day, whatever work you're doing, other than the money it gets you to take home, you should also feel you've contributed and had a fulfilling career. So I think that's another important reason why I think STEM is really important. And therefore, we are very, very proud to be associated with this program. In Syngene, we are a science-based organization. Our vision is to put science to work, and we want to do it in an inclusive manner. We want to do it so that more and more of the society can also be positively impacted along with our business. So thank you very much again for this wonderful opportunity, and I hope I get a chance to interact with some of the students today here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your inspiring words. Next, we have Dr. Anupama Shetty, Mission Director of the Biocon Foundation.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, esteemed colleagues, and my dear students, a very warm welcome today. It gives me immense pleasure to be here and to witness the launch of the second cohort. There's a wealth of advice which has already been shared by Dr. Nirupa, by Dr. Sridevi, and I thought I'd come in from the Biocon Foundation perspective. Biocon Foundation, as you all know, we are the corporate social responsibility arm for Syngene, as well as a Biocon group of companies. So we have a large onus on us. We have to give back to society. We have to drive excellence in science. We have to build resilience in communities. We have to foster collaboration for impact. And what is it that we seek in the Women in STEM program? We seek that you all set new benchmarks, that you're able to encourage more women to come forward and engage in the Women in STEM program. And therefore, I'd like to request the current batch as well as the previous batch of Women in STEM to do just one thing. Just as you have been mentored, just as you have all been supported, and you will be now mentored by the by the Syngene mentors. I just hope that you could also spread the word, see that more women are aware of this program and that they can come forward, participate, and make best use of the Women in STEM initiative. And this momentum should grow. I'd like to quote from an erstwhile woman activist, a social activist called Maya Angelou. She stated, and I quote, "A strong woman stands up for herself. A stronger woman stands up for others." So let's all women here stand up for each other. Thank you. My best wishes to this batch and immense appreciation for the rich team for putting this together today, and also to the Syngene mentors who have come forward today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Our next speaker is Mr. Karthik Shekhar, Head of Employee Experience and Culture Human Resources at Syngene International. Please welcome Mr. Karthik Shekhar to the stage.
Good afternoon, everyone. Before I have a few thoughts, but before that, listening to our dignitaries on the stage, I couldn't, help but second what Dr. Nirupa and Dr. Sridevi talked about when you talk about internships. Personally, I've gone through two internships during my master's, and the amount of exposure and experience that we get is something else. And I think we should pursue that as and when we get those opportunities, right? And Sridevi, you actually stole my thunder because I was going to talk a lot about the diversity aspect of it, not to quote about anything else, right? We've heard today about the challenges and the strides that we have made in STEM. And now, as we get to this closure, right, let's take a moment to envision the impact of what we are doing here. This program started with a bold idea, right? By increasing the number of women in STEM, a drop at a time. But that's very important as well. And it's not just to balance the scales, but also tip them towards that unprecedented innovation that Sridevi was talking about. So, why is this so crucial? Diversity doesn't just fill up a room, right? It fits the room with a spectrum, truly a spectrum of thoughts, perspectives, and creativity that are essential for breakthrough in R&D. And when we bring women into the STEM fields, we're not just meeting quotas, we're enriching our collective intellectual capital. Because a lot of times we can fall into the trap of quotas, and that's not why we are here, right? So, what is our call to action? Let's encourage more young girls to follow their curiosity. Being curious, you talked about asking questions. Being curious is the first step or step zero, in pursuing something like this, right? And let's champion the policies that promote gender equality and equity. And let's make sure that achievement of women in STEM are celebrated and recognized, providing role models for all of us, for the next generation of scientists, researchers, and innovators. Right? I want to take a moment to congratulate the first cohort of scholars. Your hard work, your dedication, and passion have not only paved the way for your own future, but have also laid down a path for others to follow. And to our new scholars, welcome. You're stepping into a community that deeply believes in your potential and the possibilities that you bring. And to our mentors, your generosity in sharing your knowledge and the experience is truly the backbone of this entire program. Thank you for your commitment and believing in the power of mentorship. Right? And thank you, Rich Foundation, Biocon Foundation, and Syngene for enabling this program. Let's leave here today not just inspired, but committed to action. Let's be the catalyst for change, fostering a community where diversity is not just encouraged, but embraced because we understand that it's the very key to unlocking the next era of scientific discovery. With that, thank you everyone for your passion, your commitment, and your vision. Let's go forward and not make not just a difference, but a revolution in the world of STEM. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I would like to update you all that Dr. Jayesh Ranjan, IAS Special Chief Secretary to Government of Telangana, and Dr. Vishal Chaudhary from Office of PSA will be joining us online in some time. But in the meantime, we would like to proceed with the MOU signing ceremony. So today we are pleased to formalize our partnerships with our partners. But unfortunately, few of our partners are not joining us today. But we have Drills, 30M Genomics, UL Life Sciences, Path in Situ, and Apri Technologies for this MOU signing ceremony. So, yeah. So I invite Dr. Srinivas Oruganti from Drills for the MOU signing. I request Ajit Rangnekar sir to join us on the stage for the MOU signing. I invite Mr. Kamal Prasad sir on the stage for the MOU signing. Thank you, sir. I now invite Mr. AVS Reddy on the stage for the MOU signing. Thank you so much, sir. I now invite Dr. Rachna Tripathi ma'am on the stage for the MOU signing. I invite Dr. Bennett Das sir on the stage for the MOU signing. So we have few other representatives from 30 and Genomics for the MOU signing. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you so much. Uh, I request both of you to be on the stage and I invite Anupama ma'am to please come on the stage. Now, we'll celebrate the achievements of our first cohort with an award ceremony. So please join me in celebrating and congratulating the scholars of the first cohort as they receive the scholarship certificates. I invite Akshita to come on the stage. I invite Srijan Sen to come on the stage. I now invite Badla Pranali to come on the stage. I invite Sumaya Abdul Bari to come on the stage. I now invite Hafsa Anam to come on the stage. I invite Amina Mohammadi to come on the stage. I invite Anupama Gambo to come on the stage. I invite Shravanti Kendley to come on the stage. I invite Jyotirlata Kukumanu to come on the stage. I now invite Paketi Ravli to come on the stage. Thank you so much. The other students were not able to join us physically, but we have sent them the certificates online. We have Dr. Jayesh Ranjan, IAS, Chief Secretary to Government of Telangana, joining us to address the audience. Please welcome him. I request you all to wait for 2 minutes. Um, Jayesa's office is trying to figure out the audio system.
Yes.
Dr. Jayesh Ranjan sir will be joining us back in 10 minutes. Um, Now I would like to invite Dr. Vishal Chaudhary, Scientist F at Office of Principal Scientific Advisor to Government of India for his special address.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir.
So is it audible? Am I visible and audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Okay, thank you so much. And,
Sir, can you please switch on your camera?
actually, I'm searching for the option. I am not able to get that just on. I think if from your side it has to be done, I suppose.
Okay, sir.
Because the option is not coming in my desktop, in my PC. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir.
So now it's audible and visible. Can I go ahead?
Yes, sir, you're visible.
Yeah. So thank you so much. First of all, I am highly thankful for giving me the opportunity to speak on this very important and very strategically important also. I think some echo sound is there. You you can unmute the other system so that there will be no echo. So I'm highly thankful for inviting me and giving me the opportunity to speak. It's very important and very crucial session, which shows the true adaptation of the gender equality and the women empowerment. And we really appreciate the work done by Rich Cluster on these lines and the success stories and the achievements which have been which have been achieved during the cohort one are really mention worthy and it's a really highly appreciated. So basically, this initiative which our cluster has taken in collaboration with the Syngene and Biocon Foundation, it is not just giving the financial assistance to the women in the STEM education, but it is also majorly focuses on empowering women, facilitating women which are in their two or three cities to get connected with the industry as well as the major research institutes. So it is basically a facilitation of the connect with major industries as well as the major research institutes so that the women who have passion towards the STEM education or the research or doing research in this field, they can connect with them, collaborate with academic institutes, research institutes, and they can achieve the desired success in this field. The results and the achievements of the awardees, which were just we saw, that shows the dedication and the success of this initiative. And we really we hope that the cohort during the cohort two, the more wide range and more varieties being achieved, and this more and more number of students, women students, will be covered by the during the cohort two initiative. So I really appreciate it. I'm again highly thankful for giving this opportunity and inviting me to speak in this very crucial and very important event and also the initiative. Basically, the cluster role of cluster, we see the concept of cluster. Its genesis was after the recommendation of PM Prime Minister's Science, Technology and Innovation Advisory Council. And these clusters were supposed to work on a consortium board, which they also are doing. So a basic function of a cluster is to bring in all the stakeholders or the regional stakeholders on a common platform, and then identify the solution to the regional problem. And that way, in this framework, this initiative also suits it very perfectly. Here, the problem has been has been identified for to facilitate the women scientists or the scholars or the researchers who have interest in STEM education, but could not be connected to the major research institutes. So here, cluster played a very important role. The concept for which clusters have been established played a rich cluster, very nicely dedicated. They provide the interconnect and the number of students of beneficiary, which we see from the report of Part 1, that really shows the success rate and the sincerity and the honesty with which this initiative has been implemented and the efforts have been done towards that. So gradually, as this cluster concept is growing in the country, and we are also a PSA office and government is also exploring to open new clusters. We always encourage all the clusters, even the old clusters and the new which are coming in the pipeline, to take initiatives of such type of initiatives, which which not only adopts a gender equality, but also leads to the women empowerment and gives equal platform for all to work on a basic common research statement or the problem statement, and then provide the solution. The geographical location of all the clusters give them that they, based on their ecosystem, identify they have their unique research system. They have their unique ecosystem. They have their unique partners. They have, but the problem statement, like problem statements like this, that facilitating or empowering women scholar, the STEM education or the science and technology fields, as a statement, is a problem statement which is common to across the country. So all the clusters, I would like to, I would definitely suggest in all clusters with also that such initiatives should be adopted by all of them, and we should take such initiatives on priority with the more sincerity and dedication, by which cohort two becomes much more successful, should cover much more wider range of the women scholar in tier two and tier three cities also, and it is basically the initiative which is very noble initiative, very noble. We should facilitate women scholar achieve their desire and mission in the field of STEM education, become a good scientist and become a good scholar in this. I'm once again very thankful for giving me this opportunity. I wanted to come in physical, but because of some last moment and unavoidable circumstances, I have to attend it through VC. But next time, definitely, whenever this evening you have any celebration of regarding to this event, especially, I would definitely. All the best to you. All the best to Mr. Justin. I'm very thankful for giving me this opportunity. Thank you so much. Namaskar. Bye.
Thank you so much, sir, for your special address. And we now invite Dr. Jayesh Ranjan, IAS Special Chief Secretary to Government of Telangana to address the audience. Jay sir has just now announced it to one of our team member that he'll be joining after 30 minutes. So sorry for that. And we would like to move ahead with our program. So it's now time for us to hear out the experiences of our students from the first cohort. We have with us two students who would like to share their thoughts about this program. Firstly, I would like to invite Ms. Srijani Sen, who was paired with Origin Pharmaceuticals for her internship.
A very good evening to my respected seniors, my mentors, my friends, and everyone present here today. Um, I would start saying a very famous quote from Saint Francis, which says that start by doing what's necessary, then you do what is possible, and finally, you end up doing the impossible. So, similar way, one fine afternoon when I was returning from my college, I was just scrolling my mobile for some internship opportunities because I was already in my third semester that time. So, I always had a question popping up in my mind: what's next? How to proceed ahead in my career next? What would be the next step? So, likewise, I came across Rich, and without a second doubt or a second thought, I applied. And I feel that was the game changing moment of my life when I got a mail and a call from Aboli ma'am that my CV has been shortlisted and she wanted to take an interview. So after that, there was no looking back for me. Like constantly, there were online webinars where I personally had the opportunity to have one to one interaction with many notable dignitaries and personalities from the industry. And I fortunately was closely associated with two mentors. My primary mentor was Dangeti Balaji Chandrasekhar sir, and my secondary mentor was Varun Ahuja sir. So they groomed me and guided me how to develop industry competent skills. And once I came to Hyderabad, once I joined Origin, to be very honest, a vast world of opportunities opened in front of me, and I got the wave which I was searching for. So it was like all the while I was in a deep, dark well. So when I came in Hyderabad, the exposure I got, the connections I made, the things I learned was incredible. And I don't know how the last 6 months went with the blink of an eye, that they were the most dynamic and the most cherishable moments I will always recall, no matter where I go in life, because this was the stepping stone for me. So, and one more important pressure, societal pressure, or economic pressure as well. So, Rich has wonderfully catered to this issue as well. And the economic support which I received in the form of stipend was not just a monetary support, because those who are going to join in cohort 2, you people will soon realize that more than a financial assistance, it is like more than giving you a self esteem, boosting up your confidence that now we are capable and independent enough to learn as well as earn, to financially sustain ourselves. This confidence, this self esteem which comes from within will propel you a lot. So, finally, in 2 3 minutes is not possible for me to sum up the impact of Rich in my life and in my career. But I would definitely tell the next batch to take up this internship very sincerely and seriously,
because this will open a very different world to you, and you never know where you will land up after 6 months or 1 year. So take up this opportunity, grab it, make the days enjoyable, memorable, learn as much as you can, because there's no end to learning. And last but not the least, I would like to thank Ajit Rangnekar sir, Rashmi madam, Aboli madam, Anupama madam, and everyone present here today. And last, also to my parents and Almighty, because of them, I am here today. So thank you. Thank you all for giving me this platform to share my experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Srijani. Now, I would like to invite Ms. Akshita Kulshetra, who was paired with CCMB for internship on the stage.
Hello everyone present here. I am Akshita, an alumna of the first cohort of the Women in STEM program. This program has been a transformative journey for me, offering invaluable opportunities for my personal and professional growth. I found this program through a job posting website called LinkedIn, and after being selected, the rich turned me helped place me at the Center for Cellular and Molecular Biology, CCMB Hyderabad. Uh, so for 6 months, I joined as a
Aim for others and let them create their own image. My first challenge was to build a relationship with my student. Once over all the hurdle, which happened quickly, I immediately began to think through ways to create visibility and access to my mentees. Whereas there will be about their career and about higher studies. I provided attainable goals to my mentees where they can enjoy small success and they can enjoy throughout the journey. Thank you.
I invite Ms. Rashmi Pimple. to acknowledge her efforts with a token of appreciation. Thank you so much. Um, I now invite D. Balaji Chandrasekhar sir for sharing his thoughts about this program.
Good afternoon, everyone. Firstly, I would like to thank Reach Foundation, Reach Foundation, Biocon Foundation, and Syngene for giving this mentoring opportunity. And it was a great experience to, interact with the first cohort students. And my mentee is Miss Srijani Sen. This is the first time I'm meeting her here. Before, just we met online. It was a great experience, and providing solutions for their problems, and correlating with them with my own experience. And initially, they're kind of little reserved and not open to the much questions. But slowly, when I try to understand their problems, they are more keen to ask questions, and in few areas they're very curious to ask more guidance. And I would like to share one instance, like, after the, education, most of the students are after, getting the job opportunities as like my student. And they'll pay not much attentions to the, higher studies. But, I explained my, situations, how I joined as a trainee, and later I moved. I took a PhD opportunity, to overcome the difficult, to be in a better, position to secure my future. And with all this experience, she thought of thinking, doing PhD. So that was a great, from my side. And once again, thank you all for this opportunity. And I would like to, congratulate all the, students in the first cohort. And I wish all success and a wonderful, future for the cohort 2 students. Thank you all.
I invite Rashmi ma'am again on the stage to acknowledge his efforts with a token of appreciation. Thank you so much, sir. So we have organized two different sessions for the students. And for that, I would like to invite Ms. Soumya Sharma from Path Institute to talk about research to innovation, how exactly Path Institute built his own empire.
A very good evening to one and all. At the very outset, I like to thank for this opportunity to present myself on behalf of Pattern Setu. It's an overwhelmed opportunity to see such a good young crowd in this forum who are ready to step out into the world of competition. I could see the young crowd sitting over there with dreams in their minds that they have some aspirations for the future, aspirations for their upcoming, how they're going to set their life, their dreams to be cherished. So it's just when walking around, I came little early and I was just looking that how my definition of dreams have changed over the time. Like, I'll just take you down to my memory lane. So when I was of like 4 years old, I had a dream of becoming a doctor. I guess many of us would have cherished and had that dream. So at around 4 years, I thought that I'll become a doctor. One pill, one day, I will be a life savior, and I could be like one could be a good doctor and serve the society. But it didn't took me a much time to realize that simply having a stethoscope around the neck was sufficient to become a doctor. There's much more to it. It was then my inner voice told me in a weird British accent, Thai cannot be a doctor. And I gave up my dream. So one dream down. Then when I was of 8 years old, it was by the time I had developed the skill of making a paper plane. So I thought like I can be the next Kalpana Chawla for the country and I'll become an astronaut. Again, it didn't took me much time to realize that mere skill of making a paper plane will fetch me an astronaut dream. So again, my inner voice, in a weird British accent, warned me, Thai cannot be an astronaut. One more dream down. So what? By 12, I thought, okay, I was good in school, so I thought I can represent in a public forum. I can talk on a stage. I prepared a very beautiful set of thoughts. But the moment I was on the stage, I was blank. All I could see was this black mic staring at me. And again, my inner voice, it again warned me, you can't. Third dream, gone. So what next? So what next was left? Followed the league, landed up in a professional college, got a professional degree, got a job, got the masters, earned some bugs, and got married. What is that? Is that how dreams come down? Like I was just thinking, what happened to my zeal and enthusiasm that I had back in my young days? Are they buried down under the volume of my inner voice, or they crushed under the responsibilities? My life was going very meticulous when I just came across an article on Apollo 11. You guys remember Apollo 11? I like to ask these young people. Apollo 11, Neil Armstrong. Yeah. So the Apollo 11 helped Neil Armstrong to achieve the dream to land on the moon. So the article briefed up that was not a single mission. That was an amalgam of 10 small missions that took over 8 years to achieve one dream. So what was that difference? So what that was that difference? The difference is they had break it down. They had they had not break down the dreams. Rather, they had break it down. Similarly, it's a very appreciable what the rich has taken an appreciable step rather than before you entering into the industries, it has given you an opportunity to break it down as a step of an internship. This 6 months internship is not an uh, approach to place you somewhere. Like my seniors dignitaries have mentioned the importance of this internships. Understand the motto behind this 6 months. It's not mere to place you somewhere. It's you to understand the beauty and essence of the industrial laboratories. The industry laboratories are different from college laboratories. Year and out, I see many people, many young people joining to the industry laboratories, but they fail to understand their approach and they fail to bridge up the gap between the college laboratory and industry laboratory. In industries, one need to understand that commercials are involved. You have a projects to be completed. You have a targets to achieve. So the programs like such internships, the innovative steps will definitely fetch you to understand that gap. Likewise, what Rashmi ma'am, Sridevi ma'am has already highlighted on this point that this internships is not just, it's an important step to make you understand the importance of the industry laboratories. It will help you to retune your skills. It's not that I'm telling that you need to learn, but retune your skills to the requirement of the market, understand the market. And one more, like I just want to highlight, this will also help you not only the technical, but one has to also emphasis on the interpersonal skills. This interpersonal skills will help you to fetch or make you stand out of the crowd. Once you are out of your college, you need to understand how to approach to your seniors, how to talk with your juniors, your body language, the posture, sitting posture, eye contact, a handshake. This all directly or indirectly communicate a lot to the recipients. And this 6 months will definitely fetch you an opportunity to understand your interpersonal skills also along with your technical skills. Right. And one more thing, I just want to highlight that we all are here science students. We need to come out of a stereotype that R&D is the only career opportunity for a science student. You have to just open up the door, come out of your cocoon and comfort zone. There are n number of opportunities lying up in the market. If you are good in your technical skills, definitely R&D and QC is your prima facie for the career option. If you're good in documentation, if you're good in auditing, quality assurance and regulatory is another promising career. If you're good in your with laboratory instruments, application specialist is a booming career opportunity that is coming up. And come out of a gender bias, marketing is another very promising and a career option for you to explore to the heights. That even in a science, don't think that I'm a science, I can't do a marketing. I'm a girl, I can't be in a marketing. Come out of that. Say we at Patency to have a good group of girls who are working in the market and they're ruling up the industries. If you're good in your communication, if you're good in your presentations, definitely the sales and marketing will definitely fetch you a good career. So just focus on what opportunity is coming up. Likewise, like my friend I just heard before, Syngene was telling, it's not the financial independence that been given in the 6 months. It's an opportunity for you to come up. You are at the very initial stages of your career. Learn, then complete life is there to earn. If you retune your 6 months, paisa apne aap aayega. It will follow you definitely. So I'm representing the Pathan Setu biotechnologists. I am the HR, and we at Pathan Setu definitely look forward and welcome the young, bright crowd from the colleges, or we welcome with the open hearts. But only thing is that the recipient should be have that zeal and enthusiasm towards the science. They should have the patience to learn, and we are open to teach and give a good career opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you, Soumya, for your insightful seminar. And we now move on to our next session by Ms. Anushila Chatterjee from Tata Institute of Fundamental Research. Please join me on the stage for the session. So I have a PPT, so we'll just bear with me for 1 minute, I guess. Uh, Hi everyone, and a big thank you to Rich for inviting me here. So my name is Anushila Chatterjee. I'm a science writer, and I've been setting up the Science Communication and Public Outreach program at TIFA Hyderabad. Before we start, I just wanted to know how many of you have an idea of what science communication is? And I want this to be a little more interactive, so anybody who's planning to sleep for the next half an hour, it's bad news for you. So, what do you think science communication is? Please feel free to just talk. Yeah, I want the students to be a little more interactive. Have you heard of this term before? Science communication? Yes? Okay, so what do you think science communication is? I mean, the answer pretty much lies in the term, but yeah, I can see some of you smiling. Why don't you, ma'am, please let me know? Yeah, yeah. Come on, tell me, what do you think SciComm is? Don't worry, I will not, you're not being graded or anything. So it's essentially the, you know about the world of science, right? So there's lots of interesting discoveries going on, there's a lot of work going on.
And there happens to be a cohort of individuals who are dedicated to reporting and storytelling as to what's going on in that world. These individuals could be practicing researchers as well, and of late, they happen to be a very one people like me who are not directly involved at the lab bench, but are essentially storytellers who are looking at it and reporting it for an audience who might be interested to know what's going on. So uh, the broad definition of science communication, this is something that was put together by Burns and colleagues from the University of Newcastle and the National Centre for the Public Awareness of Science in Australia. It goes something like this. It follows this vowel analogy. So, science communication may be defined as the use of appropriate skills, media, activities, and dialogue to produce one or more of the following personal responses to the sciences: awareness, enjoyment, interest, opinions, and understanding. And when it comes to understanding, it's understanding of its science, the content, processes, and also social factors. So there's a lot of responsibility on science communication if you think about it. So initially, the practices in science communication were slightly based on the information deficit model. It assumed that your audience may not be able to contribute to the formation of that resource, but only was at a position where they could take the knowledge. And I understand that this is something, I'm not saying that at that point of time, I mean, I will not say that this was not justified at the time when these models came in, because when you start something, you start from somewhere. But it was interesting to note that as time progressed, people realized that this might not be enough, and there was sort of an there was a misconception somewhere to assume that your audience might not be in a position to have their own understanding and contribute to the process. So that gave rise to the public debate model, where you bring in your audience as creators and you're acknowledging that your audience is aware, receptive, and capable of contributing their unique set of experience in coming up with, in, in contributing to this continuing narrative of science communication. So you're essentially acknowledging that your audience is an active player in communicating science. So I thought of just showing you some examples of science communication activities and public engagement programs across the country. Um, these are extremely successful models, and I was just wondering, have any of you heard of these before? Uh, has anyone ever seen a mobile science exhibition by the NCSM? Yes, ma'am. Yes. Ah, that's fantastic. I mean, yeah, I mean, this is so inspiring, actually.
So, Syngene CSR also supports mobile science labs. We have mobile science, we have a lab on bike program as well as a mobile science
So
lab.
in a way that is
Yeah,
very much aligned to the public debate model, where
absolutely.
you're making the audience as a contributor in this
Correct.
along rather than just the demo routine, I
There's a
feel.
term for it in development studies. It's called communitizing science also.
I mean,
Yes.
I'm so amazed
Yeah.
by this, and I'm glad to know that.
Yes.
I mean, you're sharing this. So, I mean, there are multiple ways in which scientists and science enthusiasts across the country have been trying to engage with people on scientific topics. Mobile science exhibitions is one, along with the Mobile Science Lab. Science Express, there's Eureka on television. Open days. Have you ever been to open days here, anyone? Yes, you have. More awesome. So, see, now your colleagues have started raising their hands. You want to contribute something, or it was just yes to the open day? Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, don't worry. Every time you raise your hand doesn't mean that you'll be given the microphone or something. Just be relaxed. It's fine. So, how many of you have actually visited open days before? From the students? Huh, yes, ma'am. No, no, of course, yes, everybody. This includes participation from everybody, this session. It also lets us know whether we are actually being able to do something and what is our reach, because I think we should really introspect as to what the feed and get feedback. So yes. Yes.
10,000 students who
Hmm.
attended.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, in the public spaces, which I actually love about Hyderabad now, and I'll be talking about that also. The Hyderabad Literary Festival having a dedicated science stream. In a literary space, you're bringing science. That's a interesting thing. Also, India Science Festival, which had their fourth edition in Hyderabad last year. That was when all the Hyderabad institutions came together, and I'm sure this is also another thing. So yeah, so I was just wondering how many of the students had got an opportunity here to attend a science fair. If not, we'll work on this. Okay, so whoever's not raising their hand means you haven't been to an open day yet. Okay, point to be noted. We'll make sure that we should be doing better. I think we should all note this down. Yeah. Okay, so there are more examples like popular science cafes. Chainwa is one of the pioneering examples by TIFR. And at TIFR Hyderabad, what we do, I'll come to that. I shouldn't be very partial and start mentioning what all we do. Though I have an ulterior motive here to tell you what we do at TIFR Hyderabad, but I will reserve those for the slides going on next. There's also Science at the Sabha, which IMSC does, which is hugely popular. And there are astronomy night sky sessions, night sky watching sessions, and also one way which got me very interested in science communication was reading the science news columns in newspapers. And I still, though it's sad that the space devoted to them has been decreasing over time, I still consider that to be very valuable in terms of reaching out to the public. So now coming to what we do at TIFA Hyderabad. So how many of you know about TIFA Hyderabad? Yeah, I'm making it increasingly difficult. Thank you. I thought that's amazing. So anybody from the students, have you heard of TIFA Hyderabad before? Okay, I'll have to work on this as well. Point to be noted. So we happen to be a slightly newish institute, and we are not located not too far away, half an hour from here. And I hope we have an opportunity where we would love to host all of you at our institute, where you get to see our labs and interact with the researchers. We'll be most happy to welcome you over there. And TIFA Hyderabad, I feel sometimes is a little unique. We have a department-less structure. There are no departments of biology, chemistry, physics, etc. It's an interdisciplinary institute. So you're expected to go beyond disciplinary barriers when it comes to addressing a question. And that makes it a very interesting thing, because you would have a student who enrolled through the physics program suddenly addressing a question in biology, and it's completely possible. So so that it'll be nice to have all of you at TIFA Hyderabad sometime and show around what we do over there. And so I joined TIFA Hyderabad as a science writer. So I did my master's in biology from TIFA Bombay. The Department of Biological Sciences over there had a 3 years master's program by research. And I'm going to tell this with complete honesty. When I enrolled into that program, I had no idea what science writing was. I wasn't even aware that this is a possible career. It was during the course of that degree that I got an exposure to the different kinds of opportunities you have. And there are different non research academic careers as well. And it's interesting that TIFR, it's actually quite nice that TIFR has that kind of a nurturing environment where you're encouraged to follow what you want to do. And I loved writing. So there was this amazing opportunity that came by the moment I graduated. TIFA Hyderabad was looking for a science writer, and I applied and joined this institute. But there's one very challenging thing over here. This was a total uncharted territory. Uh, I had to set up the science communication and public outreach program, and there was nobody before me who had done it really. So either it could go really well or it could go really bad. And but then that's the challenging, interesting aspect of it. And I think I dived into it, and it's interesting. So today I'll be sharing with you how I set up the program before I go into the more detailed aspects of science writing. So the science communication program at TIFA Hyderabad, when I was thinking about it, and why not divide it into separate sections? So I take care of the research communications, the public engagement program, strategic communications. Strategic communications are initiatives that are aimed at increasing the visibility of the program, visibility of the institute. And I also do quite a bit of teaching now. So essentially teaching the graduate students about science writing, not only just in TIFA Hyderabad now, I've also started teaching at TIFA Bombay. So coming to the kinds of research communication initiatives that we have, uh, we've been trying to explore different formats. There are articles, and articles, it could be slightly long form articles. It could also be social media threads. Uh, and TIFA Hyderabad, like the other TIFR institutes, specializes in basic sciences. And sometimes somebody would ask, so but what's the point? Because there's no immediate tangible effect of a basic science visible, right? So that makes the communication process a little more challenging because the finding a relatable thread that the audience can immediately relate to, like why is this study being done? So what happens is that you have to dive a little more into the concept and without sensationalizing or overselling it. In utter honesty, you have to say what that study is. And that means also telling what are the limitations. And I think that places a huge responsibility on your shoulders because you don't want the audience to get a wrong idea. You don't want them to get disinterested in this topic by writing it in a way that it doesn't evoke any sort of interest. But at the same time, you have to make sure that you get the message right across and make a sincere effort to explain concepts which are slightly abstract in nature. So for that, we have been trying to experiment with multiple kinds of formats like articles, illustrations, interviews. We also do art science linkages. Our neighbors at University of Hyderabad, there's a Department of Fine Arts. We've done art and science dialogue with them. Even at the Hyderabad Literary Festival, we decided to have a science art exhibition. So the idea is that just like the institute is interdisciplinary in nature, our SciComm efforts are also supposed to be slightly interdisciplinary in nature. So we have been experimenting with multiple formats. And these are a couple of our science through art examples, and we also do these things where we try to essentially rope in the graduate students in this process through competitions like Science Slam. So explain your science in 3 minutes or 6 minutes, and there's a prize at the end of it. But it's just that in a very entertaining way, people get to know about each other's sciences. And it's also challenging when you have to explain your science to an audience which might not be very conversant with the jargon that's usually used. So coming to public engagement programs, we have a popular science cafe that we organize called Sawal Jawab, and we have done sessions across multiple venues in Hyderabad, Lama Khan, Phoenix Arena, Birla Science Center, and presently we are housed at Arumale. It's a very popular cafe, and the idea is to reach out to the audience who might not want to turn up for a science session. They turn up for a nice meal at Arumale, and they find something interesting going on, and they decide to walk into the session and become a part of our audience. So this is one of the popular this is our flagship community outreach program that we have been doing for some time. Festivals, as sir also just pointed out, festivals and public science festivals, or even literary festival for that matter, helps us take the science to the public rather than expecting the public to always come to us. We also have open days, and we have been interacting with schools and colleges quite a bit. And now coming to our flagship present ambitious program. So we've launched Science Through Theatre, and we had our first show at TIFA Hyderabad, and then we were invited by the Ministry of Culture to perform at the International Museum Expo. It's the name of the place called Square Root of a Sonnet, and I've done this. These are the four actors who happen to be graduate students who memorized 1900 lines of dialogue and did not miss a single word. And they were so good, they got a standing ovation from a crowd that did not know them. So I think home crowd, when you perform for them, you expect the IFR folks will give you a standing ovation because your colleagues are right there, right? But this was in Calcutta, in Science City, in front of a crowd who has probably never seen them before the day that they went up on stage. And so we had quite some fun, and now we're planning more shows. There's one in Hyderabad, one in Bombay, one in Delhi. That's the general idea. But I really hope that you would be coming to this because the idea is uh, what this play I thought was able to do, and this play is written by Nilanjan Chaudhary, who happens to be at the Center for Film and Drama in Bangalore. He was very generous with us, gave his script, and we could do whatever we wanted to. And this is my colleague Shushti, who happens to be a science communicator, and she's the director of the play. And it was amazing to see how much effort this group had put in. And this drama did not exactly explain a scientific concept only. It essentially looked at a very complex interpersonal relationship between two scientists, Arthur Eddington and Subramaniam Chandrasekhar, astrophysicists, and this is a set at the backdrop of the two world wars. And there was a there was a time when Arthur Eddington had got into and had discredited Subramaniam Chandrasekhar's work, which had consequences for over 4 decades. Chandrasekhar ultimately did get the Nobel Prize for something, but that was for something that he did when he was 19 years old. And explaining this uh, in that kind of a sociological background, in that political landscape, it actually initiated a lot of debate and conversations. And that's essentially what we want, right? We want science communication or a format of a science communication to compete with more popular formats of other entertainment. Like if there's another theater going on and we have this listed on Book My Show, I have a feeling people might decide to turn up for this. And that's ultimately the idea. You involve the whole family. It should not only be I mean, tuned for one section of the audience only, like say only children or only adults. Why not bring the whole family into a conversation about this? And it's actually in a position to start competing with a movie now in the entertainment space. And I think we have sort of finally arrived at a format that we're quite confident about. And we are hoping that our first public show in Hyderabad is going to go quite well and have some takers. So we are still we're thinking July and or August is when we want to plan the first public show in Hyderabad. The one in Calcutta came little unexpectedly, and we were pretty excited about it. But now we're thinking we should do some outside public shows as well. So I will definitely reach out to you about this later on. But yeah, so this is just a quick thing about how we do. We talk to the press. Our work does come out there. You can follow our website, and there's also a lot of social media engagement and internal communication. So this is the way I've tried to structure the entire science communication program. And you might be thinking that all this while she's been talking about. Okay, yeah, there's a lot. There's also some kind of teaching that I do. Apart from being a mandatory part of the courses, I also try to reach out to my colleagues in the science communication community in India so that their expertise can also be shared with the graduate students in terms of illustrations or writing, even scientific writing for that matter. So now coming to science writing, what is it? So now can I expect some of the students to let me know what do you think science writing is? Come on, I can see some of you smiling at me, but yeah, please go ahead. What do you think science writing is? Okay, now she's shy. It's okay. There's no wrong answers for this. Okay, anybody can answer. Come on. Why don't you? Come on, tell me. Yeah, absolutely. And mhm,
In case if suppose like any medicine, like how to use it
mhm.
by for even for the layman also, like how can
Yeah,
we use
absolutely.
that?
That's a very important point. Like for a non-initiated audience.
Yes.
Yeah, good point. I will actually. Anybody else wants to contribute? Okay, but she's more or less covered quite a bit of it. So I look at science writing this way. There's science writing and then there's scientific writing. What I do is science writing. I don't help my peers in the institute to write manuscripts. I do not do that. I essentially write science for an audience who might be uninitiated in the topic. That happens to be members of the general public, or it could also be funding agencies for that matter. So written for non-experts and written for other scientists. That's roughly how I want to define it for now. So if you think about science and scientific writing, there's kind of a spectrum. So you have non-experts who has no prior interest in science, non-expert who has a prior interest in science, and then slowly it starts getting a little more technical till scientists from your own field and related areas falls under scientific writing. Now this is one thing that I do not do. Okay, apart from that, you can my science writing involves writing for these four broad categories of audiences. And I must tell you that the toughest category happens to be this, goes without saying. The non expert, and the non expert who has no interest in science. I think the only way we've been able to reach out to them is via science theater at this point. And I think we should be doing better as a community to reach out to the audience who do not have a prime interest in science. Or else, I don't think we are just pushing ourselves enough to do better, I feel. All right. So now coming to, right, I was told this is going to be an interactive session. So you do have a pen and a paper, I hope. Yes, please fish out your pen and papers. Yeah. All of you have pen and paper ready? Wow, that's very. I want to see the pen and paper. Now I'm not convinced. Come on. Raise your hands. Do you have the pen and paper? Yeah, I could only see three, four papers. Come on, you lied on my face. Okay, everybody's got paper ready? Okay, now you have a person sitting next to you. I'm sure everybody has a person sitting next to them. Uh, you select a partner right now. Your partner shouldn't overlap, okay, because they'll be taking part in the writing exercise. So everybody should have one partner. Have you decided who's going to be a partner? People who are sitting in the set of three, it's a problem, okay? You might have to find a new partner right now. Okay, cool. So this is your first writing exercise. There are two pictures over here. All right. Now what I want you to do is use 2 to 3 sentences at most, which ties these two pictures together. And you have exactly 2 minutes to do this. So your time starts now. Don't think too much. It's going to be a very casual, interesting, creative writing exercise. And don't think about science also when you're writing about it. Just think of it like a storytelling thing where you have to tie two of these pictures together. Okay, start writing. Come on, your time started. And I'm going to request people to start reading it out. And may I have the mobile microphone, please? Because I would really want people to go near the people right now. All right, so are you writing already? Yeah, I see some of you writing. And I'm going to personally come to you right now and ask what you wrote. So, and anybody can take part in this exercise. So, whoever wants to, it's just a fun exercise, really. Whatever comes to your mind, 2 to 3 sentences which ties these two pictures together. So, we have our first sentences ready.
It is just my imagination.
Absolutely. The more imaginative, the better.
I feel it as okay. An adventurous vacation with a large group of people, where it happened to be a new island where they have discovered while traveling, uh, where there are plenty of rare fishes grouping at the seashore, grabbed their attention.
Very nicely done. Thank you so much. I think she deserves a round of applause for this. Okay, I want to now hear more stories. Who's ready? You don't have to be so surprised. Come on. Are you done? Not done. Are you just, you're literally hiding it from me. Like I've seen that one sentence. Yeah.
Friends going on an adventure, fish in the wild, and have s'mores together.
Pretty much similar themes. Oh, wait, we have one more person. Yes, and now I'm intrigued.
So the first picture with the stingrays, I think it's not really a riot of colors. It's just a lot of green, in various shades of green. So I would term it as celebrating homogeneity. And the second picture in my mind, no doubt they've bonded over, marshmallows. But the fact is that all these people come from different backgrounds. So I would term it as celebrating heterogeneity. Yeah. So
See, the applause says it as to how amazing that was. So that was a wonderful exercise, I felt. Anybody else wants to read out before we go to the next one? Okay, that was a very audible next. All right. So here, three images, three sentences again, which connects these images. Yeah. And the more creative the explanation, the better. If you thought that the previous one was slightly different, this takes it a notch further, I feel. So you have to write three sentences at most, which ties these three images together. Okay, start writing. Your time starts now. And I'm going to come to your sitting spaces and ask you to read out. Okay, now I'm going to look for sentences. Now, if you hide the page, doesn't mean that I've seen that you've written two sentences before. Okay. Yes. Here you go. No, wait, don't be shy. You can do this.
Yeah, so like the kid, I okay, identify just my and
Oh, come on. Right, right. So whatever you were saying.
yeah, so like the kid, I'm terming the bird as an animal, including all food scenario and all the three. So the thing is, where few people like kids are, I'm so sorry.
No, no, it's okay. Relax now. Speak, you're talking to a friend.
Yeah. So like few people are enjoying the birds or animals, and few people are caring for it. The where the endangered species or those kind of science terminology, if you look into sparrow, that's what I felt. That's it. I didn't thought anything about next two pictures.
Thank you so much for sharing. Anybody else who wants to share? Um, who do I see? What about you? Go ahead. Come on, go on. You've written three complete sentences. Okay, can I read it out for you then? Yeah.
It's very silly actually. It's fine.
Nothing silly. It's really nice. Come on.
No, 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 I cannot.
Anybody else? Yes, please.
Delicious smell of pizza, made the shark from the sea to jump into the building, which uh, which shocked the baby playing with his spirit.
Nicely ties all the pictures together. That's a really nice attempt. Okay. One more. You want to try?
Yeah, I'll just try.
Yes, please go ahead.
So it's like a pressure on a head. When you get a pressure, the diamonds are coming out like a pizza. It's like working in pressure.
That's a completely different interpretation that I've ever heard, but very creative too. Oh, yes, please. Yes. Uh, yeah, the baby's having the worst nightmare of her life, where she was looking forward to eating some delicious pizza, and her home got attacked by animals gate crashing in. Absolutely. It completely ties it together again. So, yeah, I'm quite happy with the success of this exercise. And just when you thought that it's the end of the interactive stuff today, I need you to write 5 sentences describing your day. And this is really simple. Come on. 5 sentences only describing your day. How did your day go today? And 2 minutes to write this. Don't think much. It's just supposed to be something that helps write freely. And I'll explain the logic as to why this is important in science writing. Yeah. Anybody wants to attempt 5 sentences describing your day? Slightly different day for you, right, today? Okay. Yes. Come on.
What, what?
5 sentences describing it. Come on, start. Sit in the middle.
You put me on the spot of only 5 sentences. Well, it's been moving days, so packing up, shredding, saying goodbye to memories, revisiting old friends.
You have to make 5 sentences.
Oh, that's going to be hard.
This has been a moving day. Packing up, shredding, then
Shredding and coming back to the old place to see old friends and having fun on a science day and waiting for high tea. Yeah. And some. Yeah.
perfect. Okay. Now I want some of the students to try. Who would like to go ahead? Would you like to? Come on, please.
It's a very great session where I have learned many things regarding science, technologies, and empowerment of women and what we can achieve and why STEM, why rich, and why women. And finally, it's a very interactive and fun by the end. Thank you.
I think there were 3 sentences, but it's okay. I kind of get the crux of it. Yes.
So I woke up today. It was a Tuesday. A few more days to weekend. Week-
But it echoes my sentiment.
After then, I remember today I have an event at Rich, so I was happy. By traveling, I got all my energy down, and I reached here. Uh, I saw everything, and I was enlightened.
I think 5 sentences we reached.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but you can read one more sentence if you want.
And after hearing to all of my mentors and students who have already participated in the cohort, and I felt happy, and I felt I have received a wonderful opportunity to build my career, and my future is going to be good.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Anybody else? Ah, I love the front row. I mean, other rows, you should take some inspiration from the front row.
So I just thought I'd weave in science into every word, every sentence at least. Yeah, so I've said socializing science in society today, mentoring scholars in science, scientific collaboration for scale, building the momentum for science and technology, and hoping TIFR will invite me for chai and wine.
I will definitely invite you for a popular science cafe. Okay, cool. So anybody else wants to read or should we just okay, I had one. Somebody raised their hand. Yes, awesome. See, volunteers wanting to read out sentences.
Yeah. I was starting the day by thinking whether to wake up or not and to take a leave today. But suddenly I remember there is an important meeting. So I suddenly rush up to whether to book Uber or bus. But as buses are free, I was rushing to go by bus. And I was thinking whether to go to office or not. But suddenly I went to office, even though I was not booked, not lifted the sir's call. Then he like scolded me. Even
Oh,
though
that's like a,
I got early, I was scolded by sir.
it's a sad twist, but I'm hoping that the rest of the day is nicer for you. But thank you so much for reading out your sentence. Anybody else wants to? Last chance. Yes. Thank you. I'm liking how this is becoming more interactive.
Today my day was very good as I woke up somewhat late to attend this meeting because today was network. And I talked to my mom as usual. Started here for the program through metro and getting here full of enthusiasm by seeing very big city like not have seen it and gain of knowledge for my future by here.
Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, so we'll go ahead with this session, but I asked you to choose a partner, right? So what you can do is you can show your sentences to your partner. Oh, you want to read it out? Okay, Aboli, do we have 1 more minute for this? Yes, okay. Please go ahead.
Today I woke up with a thought that I know that this day will be very hectic for me. Waking up at 5 in the morning and traveling 400 kilometers to attend this program. It was very hectic day.
Yeah, come on.
Initially my thoughts were that I need a financial assistance for my further study, and I was very hesitant to find an assistant from my parents. But now I'm happy. I'm here, and I'll grab the opportunity and I'll work better for this.
Yeah, that
Thank you.
I think deserves a huge round of applause and all the best to you. Okay, cool. So now, you were thinking, why was I asking you to write these 5 sentences? I just wanted to essentially explain to you how important storytelling is in science. Um, some of us started listing multiple things that we did throughout the day, and that is one way things are written in science. Like we conducted 3 assays to find if X binds to Y. The first assay was this, second assay was this, third assay was this. This is one way people write. Now, in science writing, what I was trying to essentially uh, convey is that it helps if there's like a story which explains as to why you did assay 1, why you decided to do assay 2, and what were the results from the 2 assays which led you to think about even assay 3 for that matter. So, just as when you tell a story about how your day was, it's interesting to note why you did one thing after the other. It holds true for science as well. And you might be thinking I'm only talking in context of popular science. This also holds true when you're writing your manuscripts, communicating to your peers in the community. Even non popular science writing also requires this kind of a structure where you need to explain as to why the next sentence follows a particular sentence. So, a quick look into this thing as to when you start writing, you have to be very careful about your target audience. It should not be that you explain something and your target audience understands something else. And I'll quickly go through just one last thing. This is an
I request all the partners also to join for a photograph. Kamal sir, AVS Reddy sir, please join us. Uh, Students from the second cohort, please come on the stage for a photograph. And I also invite second cohort mentors on the stage for a photograph. Everyone, please take the exit at the back for the high tea.